So apparently offshore wind is now cheaper than gas. They say it only costs £44 per megawatt hour. Yeah, right. And I'm a unicorn that farts hydrogen. Let's unravel this little bedtime story the Climate Change Committee and Ed Miliband keep telling us, spoiler alert, it's based on a number so flawed it might as well have come from a GCSE maths resit. And The Guardian. Ah, yes, The Guardian. That pillar of fact-based reporting where energy policy is determined by vibes, not spreadsheets. They've boldly declared that Trump is wrong for saying wind is the most expensive form of energy. So LCOE, that's the levelized cost of electricity, or as I like to call it, let's conceal ongoing expenses. It's a single magic number that adds up every cost over a power station's life, building, fuel, insurance, demolition, then divides it all neatly by how much energy it'll produce. Sounds clever, right? Except it assumes all electricity is equal. The wind always blows. Grid infrastructure is free. Ferries balance the power load at night. Now, a CCGT plant, that's a combined cycle gas turbine, can be switched on at 6 p.m. in December when it's freezing and dark. Wind, not so much. Wind doesn't care about your electric heater or your dinner. On still days, it's about as useful as a chocolate teapot. But don't worry, we still have to keep gas plants on standby just in case. So we build 2 systems and then call one of them cheaper. Where's the UK's best wind? Well, it's hundreds of miles offshore. Where do people actually live? Not there. The Dogger Bank isn't next to Croydon. So we need £54 billion in cables, pylons, compensation gear. And that's just to get the electricity near us. But does that appear in the £44 cost? Of course not. That would make wind look expensive. And we can't have that, can we? Here's my favourite part, curtailment. That's when the wind is blowing, but the grid's full. So we pay wind farms to do nothing. This cost went from £53 million in 2016 to £1.5 billion in 2024. That's right, a billion with a B. We are literally burning money for imaginary electricity. Green energy is free once it's built. Yeah, and so is the bus. After you buy the depot, the drivers, and every road in the country. Then there's grid balancing. When wind spikes or drops, the national grid has to scramble, turn on a gas plant, charge a battery, spin 3 times and hope. It's chaotic, it's expensive, and it adds another £32 per megawatt hour. Not paid by the wind farm, paid by you. So that 44 fantasy number, more like £96, and before you've even paid your energy supplier. Now Ed Miliband claims we'll hit £51 per megawatt hour for wind in 2025. But guess what? That number was lifted straight from a Climate Change Committee spreadsheet like a copy-pasted school project. Meanwhile, the actual government auctions, where real companies bid real money, are paying £85 per megawatt hour and rising. So either Ed's calculator is broken or he's playing pretend with monopoly money. Only if you ignore when the power is produced, forget where it's needed, don't count the grid, batteries or gas backup, and assume £1.5 billion in curtailment is just the cost of doing net zero business. In other words, no. Offshore wind is not cheaper than gas. It's just a lie with a shiny green bow on top. So if you're sick of being sold fairy tales in kilowatts, smash that like button, share this video with someone who still thinks wind is free, and drop a comment. Did you believe the £44 per megawatt hour myth before watching this? Let's talk real numbers, Ed, not recycled propaganda.